At Summer Game Fest 2026, myself and Keith Mitchell were able to get some time to play the reimaging of the first Tomb Raider game, Tomb Raider Legacy of Atlantis. The team behind it didn't want to call it a remake or a remaster, but a reimaging, and after getting some time with the game, it makes a lot of sense to call it just that. We were able to play through two sections of the game. The first section was a puzzle section. It forced us to be next to a waterfall as we were trying to open up a door. During this time, Laura can jump, climb, run, and flip to locations, and it required us to find 3 different gears. One thing to note is that there is no random yellow paint around the game, so if you were someone who complained about that, you'll be happy to know that that's not in this game. Instead, there is now a little scanner that you can use. This scanner will highlight important objects, and you can use it to find whatever objects are interactable as opposed to just being part of the environment. Accessing this specific door required 3 gears to be put in place, so when you activate a pillar, it starts a contraption that opens up the door. In Tomb Raider Legacy Atlantis, not only do you need to find the gears, but you need to also open up the pathways for the gears to fall into the water where they need to stay put. Finding them is just one part of the puzzle, and Lara Croft can use a grappling hook to hook the gears from the higher places and attach them to the gear to pull it closer to her. This segment let us get the gameplay feel of traversal for Lara. Ultimately, traversal felt rather polished. Running, climbing, and using the grappling hook felt really easy. Using the scanner was also helpful to discern what gear you found was actually the gear you needed and which one was only set dressing. The only sour spot in traversal for me at the time was the jumping. It felt oddly janky at times, and sometimes if you jumped on the right spot, Laura would climb like she was supposed to find the spot or attach to a rope. Other times you would jump and Laura would miss the spot entirely. Even if you were right next to where you needed to be, Laura would jump and be too high over the climbing spot, so she would either bounce onto it, fall, and land somewhere else. However, once we got all gears in place, we could get behind the bar to turn the totem pole in different directions. Turn it all the way to the right, open the door, and Laura went inside. It then skipped around to a section later on in the game where Laura hears something and moves fast to meet some velociraptors that you now need to fight. Yep, the dinosaurs are back. This is where the combat comes in with Tomb Raider Legacy Atlantis preview. Laura has her guns back, and she needs to reload once you fire the dinosaurs enough. You can dodge out of the way of the attacks. You can also look around and find hills that give you a bit more control over the layout of the land. And getting some elevation means that they have to take a few extra seconds to get to you, and those extra seconds mean more time for you to shoot them in their heads. However, one of the best things to do in original Tomb Raider was to jump backwards, do a backflip, and shoot at the same time. Tomb Raider Legacy Atlantis lets you do the same thing, but with a focus mode. Laura does her backflip, but this time, she can slow down time, which gives you more time to shoot those dinosaurs in their head even more. And you can increase your focus mode gauge by shooting enemies and dodging attacks successfully. The combat feels fun and satisfying, and I will admit there is some jank in the dinosaurs' behavior when they try to jump at you. They can get stuck, or they can get you stuck, and you have to find a way to defeat one of them by opening up a spot to move. Either way though, it was fun to play. Even with all the jank, it didn't turn me away from the satisfaction of shooting some dinosaurs. The final spot in the preview we got to play was a chase scene. Laura meets up with a T-Rex and it wants to eat her, or maybe it's a little love bite. Either way, if it happens to be a love bite from that mouth, it's likely going to kill Laura. So Laura runs in front of the screen as you're watching the giant dinosaur come at you. And as you get close to the jumps and more specific obstacles, the camera will shift behind her. And then you can either grapple, jump, dodge, and weave. The goal of Crystal Dynamics and Flying Wild Hog was to make a Lara Croft that feels similar to the reboot Survivor series and still feels like the Lara Croft of the original Tomb Raider games. And in that aspect, I think they nailed it. The vocal performance of Lara Croft was good, the game was fun to play, and we got dinosaurs back in Tomb Raider. I do think more time to polish how the jump mechanics feel and maybe some of the jank of the dinosaur behavior AI is definitely needed. They can absolutely hit this game out of the park if they make a few changes, and I'm very excited to see more about Tomb Raider and the direction they take Lara Croft in its upcoming title. And Lara Croft Legacy Atlantis is set to launch on February 12, 2027 for PlayStation 5, Xbox Series X and S, and on PC on Steam, and also the Nintendo Switch. So that's it for our preview. If you like what we had to say about the game, do a big favor. Leave a comment below asking us a question or a comment about the game, and maybe thinking about subscribing to our channel. Thanks for watching, and we'll be back with more great gaming content.